Today I fucked up by thinking it was cool to walk around in a public swimming pool with a boner. This happened a long time ago when I was barely a teenager. I was at a big public swimming pool place. There were 4 large swimming pools, and the people there were mostly moms with their children, like me. I was there with my big brother and my mom. I liked to play with my penis underwater. This was before I had masturbated, so I wasn't jerking off there. I got a boner quite easily, and every time I went to the bathroom I had a boner. It's very easy to tell when just wearing swimming trunks. I didn't think too much about it, I just thought it showed other people I had a big cock. When I went the first time I noticed my brother and mother staring at me, my brother giggling quietly. I started to think about it, and then I noticed all the other people in the pool staring. I didn't know why they were staring. When I got back from the bathroom some people were still staring and I still had my boner. When I got back to the pool, my brother or mother didn't say anything. Only a few weeks later I realized why people were staring at me. Since then, I have not played with myself in the pool. Too long didn't read. I thought walking around with an erection in a public place where people are nearly naked was cool, and it showed people I had a big cock. What's even more fucked up is the fact that you didn't realize the whole playing with yourself in the pool part is probably even more fucked up than walking around with a boner. I mean, when I was 13 I put my asshole up to one of the jets and ended up pushing out one of the longest logs I can recall. My friend ended up grabbing the pool net, fishing it out, and put one half in the water fountain and the other half in the baby crib they had in the women's restroom, not sure why that was there. I remember later that evening walking by the pool and 2 neighbors ran up to us demanding to know if we shit in the pool. My brother, who wasn't there for the crime, was pretty damn offended and vehemently denied it. I suggested that maybe it was a baby. I still remember that dude's angry face when he responded, "It wasn't a fucking baby." The summer of 2000. Oblivious assertion of sexual dominance at a public pool when you're 13, forgivable. After 14 you're a weirdo. I had done about the same thing when I was a kid. Before I walked in the big pool area I had given myself a boner BC. I thought it was cool. When I walked up to my aunt she instantly noticed, pointed at it, laughed and said I had a boner. No more big PP time for this guy. I mean, even at 13 I knew public boners were a faux pas. FR if you don't know it's weird when you're like 10, that's probably an issue. I'm a girl and a similar thing happened to me. I was just playing around, not masturbating, adjusting bikini maybe, with the nether regions in a pool, and thought since my lower half was underwater, no one could see me. I noticed these women looking and laughing and didn't realize why until many years later. I can relate to me and my girlfriend at the time, 14 or so, were making out at the pool. I have no idea why we weren't stopped. I suppose 14-year-olds kissing in the shallow end isn't the end of the world. But I got a boner, it would not go away. I was too embarrassed to tell anyone, including her. Unfortunately it did not subside by the time we had to leave, so I had to exit the pool and walk to the changing rooms with my boner on display. I think the only person who didn't notice was my girlfriend since she was beside me. I couldn't even do the trick of hand in the pocket, holding it to my body since I had no pockets. I just had to shamefully slink to the changing rooms. Puberty was fucking awful. Today I fucked up by looking under my bed. I've lived with my parents for most of the pandemic. It sucks, but Terry's no rent, free food, and having my folks as company is nice. My parents' house is also way nicer than anything I could afford, so the guest bedroom that I'm in is much more comfortable than the bed I own. No one likes living with their parents as an adult, but I'm grateful, and my situation could be far worse all things considered. I woke up today and decided it's time to clean the guest room. I'm not a horribly messy person, but it had gotten to where it reflected bad on me to my parents. As I was making the bed I felt my foot touch something soft underneath the bed. Not thinking much of it, I assumed it was a pillow. So I got on my knees, lifted the dust ruffle, and there I saw a white velvet bag with a Prada label. Confused, I grabbed it and noticed it was pretty heavy for its size. I opened up the drawstring and looked in and spotted something terribly uncomfortable. There was lube, butt plugs, ball gags, glass beads, and a dildo next to a box that said Clone a Willy on it. I just placed the bag under the bed, blanked out for a bit, and googled Clone a Willy. Sure enough, it's a replica of someone's dick as a dildo. I had found my parents' sex toys, including my dad's cock clone, under my own bed. The worst part is that I remember the last time I cleaned my room a couple weeks ago, it wasn't there. So it was put there recently. I'm not sure what to do, but I definitely don't want to be sleeping over my mom and or dad's butt plugs and dick replica. Too long didn't read. I looked under the bed I sleep in at my parents' house. There I found my parents' sex toys, including a replica of my dad's penis. Wasn't there before. Now it is. Could have been put anywhere, but the room you're using was chosen. I think your parents might be trying to get you to leave. Exactly my thoughts. Up will announce tomorrow they think it's time they moved out, and parents will be like, oh, if you're sure. If there is no announcement, they will start leaving the bag in more and more obvious places. Look on the bright side. Maybe your parents have a third lover and you're not actually sleeping above a replica of your dad's dick. Awesome opportunity, sounds like to me. I wonder if your mom is pegging your dad with his own dick. I only wonder this, so now you have to. Her parents use a Prada bag as a sex toy bag. Now that's what I call a flex. Assert dominance. Clone your Willy. Now the student will become the master. I'm sorry, even as a joke the thought of this is sickening. Just hide the bag in the closet. Today I fucked up by showing my porn history on a meeting. This happened just an hour ago. We were having a meeting at work, and at the end of the meeting my colleague remembered something that he forgot to show at the meeting, and he had turned off his laptop, so he asked me if I could open up the company portal and search for the thing he wanted to show. So I casted my laptop at the big screen in the conference room for everyone to see. I fired up Chrome and started to type the URL of the company portal, which is portal.companyname20, and someone was asking me about something just as I typed, so I wasn't really paying that much attention to what's on the screen. Apparently I stopped at porn, and guess what other sites start with that? On screen was a short list of girls with titles to porn I've watched the night before. Then came the awkward silence. It was quiet for a solid 15 seconds, and I just tried to ignore it and continued typing in the URL. My colleagues tried to ignore it also, but you could feel the tension in the room. Just to be clear, I do not watch porn on my work laptop. I've watched it on my private computer at home, and apparently I forgot to use incognito mode, and my work laptop was signed into the same Google account, so it synced the history. Too long didn't read. I forgot to use incognito mode while watching porn, and my porn history accidentally showed up on a meeting in front of all my colleagues. That's why I never log into Chrome with my normal account on my work computer. I also don't want my work to know my general search history. I wouldn't lose sleep over it though. Everyone watches porn, including your co-workers. I just hope what came up wasn't a weird type of fetish porn. So I didn't realize certain things were connected. When I was setting up my new work computer, Windows wanted a login and wouldn't accept my work email for some unknown reason. So I thought, hey, I'll just sign in under my personal email address. Not realizing things at home would now be accessible at work. I may have told a slight fib about how it was creating problems with me trying to save documents because I was getting confused. I mean, it had happened once and I did lose data, so it wasn't a total lie. And our IT person did his IT magic and got me logged out. This is why I watch porn on Microsoft Edge and do everything else on Chrome. Who the fuck would ever open up Microsoft Edge on purpose? I hope it is just some vanilla shit. Some fetishes such as BDSM, foot fetish, or scat would be more embarrassing. Scat? Like Scatman? Upvote for it actually being today, I guess. My phone and computer's Google history are connected. I can't stress enough to use incognito mode everywhere on everything when doing anything dubious in nature. 2 months ago my wife was sitting right next to me as I brought up my phone to search for a new baby seat. Here is what she saw. Who is the Federal Reserve Chairman? DeWalt vs Bosch circular saw. Do monkeys really pick bananas? 5 guys double calories. How old was Walter Cronkite when he died? Now I'm curious, do monkeys really pick bananas?